Oh, hey! Welcome back to the Unstable Creatures podcast with me, Selena. We are back, baby. We took a hiatus last week, but we're back. We're in there. Today's guest is super special and near and dear to a lot of people who live in Brevard County's hearts. She is musically inclined, musically talented, a stunner, full-time musician. She's always dressed to the nines. One of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. Super sick human being. We talk about women in male-dominated spaces. We talk about music. We talk about her journey and how she went from point A to point B. And it's a super great conversation. And we are super excited that she sat down with us today. Some of you know her as Charlotte. If you know anything about music or you live in Brevard County, today's guest is Char Good.
I got chicken, ducks, and roosters on the farm. I'm just speeding back with Susan the alarm. Johnny ate the grass, he's moving on a bong. Gypsy blisters never seen for long. I hope I'm not wrong, I hope I'm not wrong. I hope I'm not wrong, I hope I'm not wrong. I hope I'm not wrong, I hope I'm not wrong. I hope I'm not wrong.
Comedians are actually probably the worst dressed people known to man. Actually, I think we are so poorly dressed. It's bad.
All the time with us because it's like the people that are coming are like, oh, I'm going to be on a podcast. I got to look sick.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. No, literally. I'm like, yeah, I mean,
it doesn't look like it though from your clips.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. We try to set it up really nice so it doesn't seem like it, but then if you can tell in the background there is a dishwasher running, there is a dog kennel with a towel underneath it. It's a house. So we're chilling. No, comedians dress really bad. I feel like every time I see you, you're always wearing something so cool and so stylish.
Thank you.
Where do you shop at?
So I do private collection from women
that
collect clothes and want to sell them.
Love it. Yeah, so do you use Depop and stuff?
No, it's from people I meet in real life.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they have vintage clothing that they're trying to sell.
Nico.
Love it.
Nico Tour, she's local with Derek Gores, and then this is Kim E, and her studio is above Villain.
Oh, yes, I've seen that. Yes, that's really cool. Yeah, I like clothes. I just feel like I never have enough energy for clothes, if that makes sense. I care about hair and makeup way more. So I'm like, okay, hair, makeup, as long as that, which this is pool wet hair, but if it's clothes, I'm just I really want to be comfortable and easy. You know what I mean? I'm just not very good at dressing very well.
You shouldn't be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I hate being uncomfortable. Yeah. I can't do anything if I'm uncomfortable.
True.
I try because I'm I got Docs, I got heels, I got all these cool shoes, and I'm let me try to get some green flare pants.
Yeah.
Wore them once and never again. I literally can't. I don't like it. I'm leggings from Old Navy and a t-shirt from Walmart, and I'm literally fine. It is what it is.
Good thing you're good at making a sharp wing.
Yeah, exactly. Makeup is a necessity.
Yes,
I love your style. I love your music. I'm so glad you got to come. I'm so excited.
Have you seen me play?
I saw you play. So I've seen you play a couple times, just briefly. I went to eat somewhere, or I don't even remember where, but I think I saw you 2 other times before I actually watched you play, if that makes sense.
Okay. Oh, you saw me just in real life.
Yeah, just in different instances. I think it was Cocoa Village or downtown Melbourne or somewhere.
Downtown Melbourne.
Yeah, and I saw you, and I have seen your name everywhere all the time. It's constantly. And then I know you were at Pineapples or something, and I went into Pineapples briefly. And then I saw you at the Connect Her Festival, and that's when I actually stayed and watched you play. And I was
awesome.
She's literally amazing.
Thank you so much.
So cool. So you play electric violin, right?
Yes.
Okay, nice. How long have you played that?
I played violin for 21 years now.
Wow.
I started when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, 4th grade. And then I transitioned to electric violin maybe 6 years ago, and I've been solo full-time freelance for 5 years.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah. So you played it as a child, just the regular violin.
Yeah.
And that's cool. So did you always want to do that when you were a kid?
Define that.
Did you always have an interest in playing the violin, or was it very your parents made you?
It was free in the school system.
Okay.
Because of the symphony orchestra, they pushed violins into the music programs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I really just went every day. I've always been a singer, performer. I've always had that love.
Yeah.
So this was just a free opportunity program in the elementary schools.
Okay.
And that's how I found my path, was because they taught us violin. It could have been any instrument, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my schools did not have anything like that. It was like,
very blessed here.
You know what you get for free? You can learn how to ride a cow. Like, if that's what you want to do.
Oh,
like,
Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. It's very like, there is nothing like that there. Like, we had a band, but like, you were like a loser if you did that. You know what I mean? Like,
I've always been a nerd.
it was very like, you don't be in the band, and any like free classes, it was like you're gonna learn how to like milk a cow or like horseback ride. Yeah, like that's stuff that was free. But like
in the school?
Yeah, in school. Like we had agriculture, so there was like people would have animals and stuff. Yeah, like we had ag, so it was like you learn how to like do all kinds of really sketchy things to animals. It's a little bit weird, but it's quite alarming. But yeah, that's really cool. So you always felt like you were musically inclined and you really wanted to do that. So you've been playing that so you've been freelance for 5 years. So you like live off of music. That's so sick. That's so cool. What made you finally decide to do that? Like just go freelance, dig all in?
I was a hostess at the DoubleTree beachside.
Okay.
Yep. And I was calling off work to take gigs.
Yeah.
And my boss said, you can't call off work to go do another job. You just have to transition. You have to quit.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to fire you.
Yeah.
With love, pushed me into it.
Oh, that's actually really good. That's awesome to have someone like, hey, so look, you know, like this isn't going to work out if we keep doing this. So just do it.
Just do it.
That's
just
cool.
Do it.
And how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah.
29.
29. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you've been doing that for 5 years. That's so sick. Yeah. And you do like weddings, events, all of that. That's awesome. I feel like I go out to eat around here and it's like live music by Char Good. And like all the time. And I'm like, love it. I see her literally everywhere. That's really cool. Yeah. Do you play any other instruments?
No.
No, just violin.
But I got a C string on my violin because when I was playing with the band that I was learning how to play with like 5 years ago, I was so bored that I wanted to go down and play bass lines. So I got a C string so I could like do a little something extra when I'm not like ripping a solo on the high notes or high strings. But now I really do want to learn bass and drums.
Like you want to get into other instruments. Yeah. Sure. That would be really cool if you're like a one-woman band. I've seen them do that.
Yeah, we have a lot of loopers in the area. Yeah. And I sing, so I sing and play violin. And then I DJ a little bit too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, just to kind of create the vibe. And then I think the violin brings people into a more comfortable position because DJs can have that wall up a little bit. But if I'm playing violin, there's something to like break down that wall. So,
yeah. And violin is also like something really unique. Like I feel like people don't really see that a lot. Right. And if they do, they kind of associate, at least for me, I associated violin with boring, if that makes sense. Or like an instrument that you like wouldn't sit there and watch people play, even though it's a beautiful sound and it does look like it takes a lot of skill to play that. It's not something that you're like, I want to go to a bar and listen to violin. But you like... you have molded those two cool like things together, like the electric violin and like just the aspect of you playing and watching you play and the songs that you play and everything is very like meshing it together and making it cool. And that's so sick. Yeah. You turn into a different person whenever you're performing, I feel like. Yeah. Do you feel like that? Like you turn into this, your persona?
It takes, like, I tell people when I'm playing, I feel no pain.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm playing, I don't feel tired, hungry, and like I just feel high and I love it. Yeah. So
comedy's like exactly the same way. You kind of like forget about everything when you're up there and nothing else really matters.
Very like in the moment.
Yes. Right? Yeah. Very in the moment.
Kind of riding the high, like the rush, the flow state.
And it's like you, before the show or before your gig or whatever, you're like exhausted. You had a bad day. Like you're pissed off about something or like it could be literally anything. Like you got into a fight with your boyfriend or like anything. And the second you like go on stage, you kind of just forget about everything. Yeah. That's really cool. Are you from this area?
I was born in Cape Town, South Africa.
Okay, cool. So you're born in South Africa.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. So I have the dual citizenship, but I grew up here.
Nice.
I was raised here.
Nice. That reminds me of like the Mean Girls thing. Like,
why are you white?
Why are you white? You can't ask people why they're white.
It never gets old.
It never gets old. And I feel like every time someone says I was born in South Africa, they are white. So I'm like, they knew what they were doing with that. It's really interesting.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, for real.
We know what history is.
We know what history is. We know what happened. It is what it is. That's cool. So you were born in South Africa. Why were you born? Like, is your family from there?
My dad is. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
My dad. Yeah. So my dad's ancestors were like kind of Lithuanian Jews escaping the Holocaust. And then he was not Dutch. They're fake British.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't really know what they are.
They're just kind of anonymous.
But we're not Dutch. At least. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then you were born in South Africa, and then how long did you live there? Like
until I was 2.
Okay.
When I was 2 years old, my parents were like, we can't have a 2-year-old in the back of the car because somebody will open it and just like take your kid. It's
terrifying.
Yeah, it's just like there's not a lot of security and safety there.
Yeah.
So my mom is from South Florida.
Okay.
So they went back to South Florida.
Nice.
And I grew up in Delray Beach and like.
Oh, okay. Nice. So that's
like
where you were like
coast.
most of your life, is in South Florida?
Yeah, South Florida, and then here most of my life in Indialantic, Melbourne Beach.
Okay. So did you go to high school here and stuff?
Yeah, Satellite High School.
Okay. Love it. Nice. How were you in high school? Do you feel like
good question.
Were you like like if your high school self could see you now, would you be like, that's shocking, or would you be like, I expected that? You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and I'm really proud of myself because I always wanted to be this confident.
Yeah.
I had a good time in high school because I was very focused on playing the violin.
Yeah.
And just wearing what I wanted to wear and talking. And like, I was basically the same person. I was just a lot littler.
Yeah.
With a really short brown bowl cut.
Love it. She was known for the bob. She had the bob. Yeah. Love it. Love that.
I always had to wear glasses.
Okay.
So that's become a part of myself where I have to wear glasses, so I really make glasses cool for me.
Yeah.
Like these are prescription, these are
Love it.
dead stock frames, and something that I'm into is like collecting glasses.
Love that.
So I was in high school, I guess this all loops back to like, would I be surprised? I would just be really happy. I would be ecstatic that like I'm who I am at almost 30 years old.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. It's so unique to like ask people that who like do really cool shit or have like a cool life. Like, did you see yourself doing that in high school? Because for me, it's an absolute no. Like, if my high school self was like, hey, you're going to be a stand-up comedian at 26 and have a podcast and like meet the love of your life and like have this whole thing, I would be like, there's literally no way. Like, you know, because I was just so... I was kind of the same way. Like, I had a good time in high school. I didn't have a bad time. I was in a lot of things. I played volleyball. I was in, you know, photography and yearbook and culinary. I was in so many things. So I had a good time as far as that goes, but I didn't have like my thing, how you're saying, like with violin or, you know, some people have art or some people have football or they have their thing. I didn't find that yet. I just knew that I was really outspoken. I liked attention. I liked being on stage. I liked the idea of being like this person on stage. You know what I mean? But I didn't think it was going to be comedy at all. I always liked stand-up comedy, but I never in a million years would have thought that I would have like worked up the courage to actually do it. Like, no way. Even like 2 years ago, if you would have told me like, hey, you would have, you know, done all these things and gone on shows with this many people, never. Mortifying. So scared.
How did you start doing it? What was your first push into it?
So I had been watching stand-up for a long time at this point. Like, I had been really invested into stand-up for like 3 years, as far as like consistently watching stand-up comedy, really getting into like YouTube videos, the ins and outs, advice, tips, that sort of thing. And I went to a bar with some of my friends, and you know what happens at bars when you're with your friends on a you know, a Monday, you know what I mean? Like, just, it was just a bad situation. And there was an open mic that was going to be happening here in Melbourne. And because of that, we were like, my friends were pushing me to do it and daring me to do it. And I was drunk and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And I had already at that point like invested myself so much, and I invited people, and I had like told myself, you're not going to back out. You're not going to chicken out. And the night came and I went and I signed up, and I was like shaking like a leaf. I was throwing up. I was like a mess, but I told myself, I need to at least try this once. Like, I'm too old to be scared. You know what I mean? Like, get over it. Yeah. And if I hate it, then I hate it. If I do bad, I do bad. It is what it is. No one's ever going to remember me again. But if I do good, then I'm going to keep doing it. And it went way better than I expected. And I just loved the feeling. I liked the nervousness too. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so weird because like I was so nervous, and then the second I went on stage and started talking, all of the nerves were gone. Like, I wasn't scared anymore. I'm looking at people. The second I got a laugh, it all like went away. Dang. And so I was like, this is my thing now. This is it.
I feel like things that we're supposed to do, we get into, like, we get pushed into it, not necessarily by somebody, but like you pushed yourself to do that.
Yes.
Because somehow we're meant to do what we're supposed to do.
And it's always like we do it at the time that we're supposed to do it too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like,
so true.
If we do it too early, we're not ready and we mess things up along the way, and then we get discouraged. If we do it too late, sometimes, you know, things don't work out, or it's not the right alignment, or people don't view you the same way, or you give up. You have to do it at like the exact time that you're supposed to do it. And the universe knows when that is. So everything falls into place when it needs to. Yeah, it's a crazy thing. I feel like music and comedy are really similar as far as like performance goes. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Do you like travel? Do you tour?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah, me too.
Where have you gone so far?
This has been my second year of doing gigs out of town, out of state.
Okay.
So I'm playing somebody's wedding in Minnesota in August.
Love.
Super excited.
So cool.
Yep. I am playing for this anesthesiology company. So I played for them in Boston last year, and I'm playing for them in DC this year for their yearly company dinner.
Okay, so it's like a business that has like a musical performance. Yep. That's cool.
Yep,
awesome. Yep. That's really cool. Do you feel like other states like treat your music performance different than like here, like locally, because you're from here, you know what I mean?
It would depend on the type of performance I'm doing, since it's private parties and private events.
Yeah.
I don't really know, but
That's true.
try and hit like an open mic or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I went to Port St. Lucie last night, and I did Terramata Jam.
Okay.
Thing. So there are communities, there are hubs in every city. And it's always exciting being the out-of-towner, because you're spicing up a place where everybody's used to seeing the same people. You know?
And you're like new and fresh, and no one's seen you before, and you get more followers from that, and it's like, it leads to so many things. Yeah.
We're on the same page as far as performing. We're doing the similar thing.
Yeah, sure. And you go to open mics like as many as you can, like in new areas.
I don't do open mics. Okay. Like around here in new areas, I'll do jam sessions.
Okay.
Mostly. Yeah.
And so that's like, because I've seen open mics, obviously we do open mics too.
Yeah.
But so that's where like random people who play any instrument or any sort
I actually
sing.
did like 2 years ago in Delray Beach. I did some open mics.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
totally.
that's where you just come up, you sign up, and then you do a performance. And then jam sessions are like you play with random people?
Yeah.
Okay,
totally.
Cool. So it's like just different people come together and like form a little mini band for a minute.
Whoever's hosting it. You know, and then you have to get on stage with like the hosts and the group that's performing.
That's cool. So. Do you feel like you do well in those settings?
I do now, because I'm really good.
Yeah. When you're new, it's like, ugh.
I mean, I started like 7 to 10 years ago. Like at the open jam here was a jazz jam at open mics.
Okay.
And I didn't know any jazz songs, so I'm trying to use my ear. I didn't know what a form was. I didn't know what chords were, because I'm used to classical sheet music in front of me, playing what's written.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of the training is, because I have violin students now, young girls who...
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
That's really cool.
But they're also being taught the same thing, just play what's on the page.
Yeah.
And that can be a little a hindrance, I think.
Yeah.
For the future. So.
Definitely. And plus, like, everything's always changing. You know, like, music in a couple years or even 20 years is going to be written completely different than it was for the last 20 years. You know what I mean? Things are just always changing, I guess.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you teach younger girls how to play the violin. Love it. That's so cool. Do they enjoy it?
They do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I teach people who definitely want to play.
Yeah.
Which is good.
How long have you been doing that?
5 years, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to say like 2020 was like the start of a lot of deciding factors for us, right?
Yeah. 2020 is like, the world is ending, so let's just do something crazy. Like, I literally shaved my head off. I bleached my eyebrows. Like, I mean, we were going through an entire thing in 2020. I was like, I got
you shaved
COVID.
Your head?
No, I didn't actually shave my head, but it felt like I shaved my head because I cut so much hair off. Like, my hair was so short. Nice. And I was serving Bob. I was serving I was serving Bob, and I bleached my eyebrows and dyed them red like a lunatic. Like I was not having a good time. I was not okay.
Was this before you moved here or after you moved here?
This was like right before I moved here.
Okay, cool.
And then, because I had gotten COVID and like my job, the whole world shut down, obviously. Yeah. Like when COVID came out, and I got COVID like right in the beginning. Like as soon as it all came out, I got it, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm literally on my deathbed, and I like can't smell. I'm like shitting and pissing myself, and it's like, this is the worst thing that could have possibly, literally, I'm like sitting in the bathtub. I'm like, I am gonna die at 23 years old. Like I literally was shaking, freaking out.
Oh, it's terrible.
And after you go through something like that, where like you had to quit working, your whole life stops, you go under quarantine, you're sick, you have to be alone for 14 days. I don't know about you, but like I hate being alone. I literally can't be alone. So I went through all of that, and I went crazy. And I still think I'm still like recovering from that. Like
probably.
I went nuts. It was so bad. So then I just like made a bunch of decisions, and then after I had been in my apartment, I was like working at Ruby Tuesdays, like to go. You know what I mean? Just like wasting every single day. So I'm like,
being young and like
I'm just
stuck.
I'm like, I'm just gonna move somewhere. Like it is what it is. So my grandparents have lived here for a couple years at that point. And they were like, just come move here. Like stuff is open. There's people here. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot better for you. So I did it, and
that's why I was able to work through. Like I got some of my first gigs 5 years ago, and I really worked up what I was able to do because I had the chance to do it. So I was playing Brano's outside every Thursday night during COVID, and then I was able to let that gig go, and say like, okay, I've learned a lot. I'm a lot better. Now I do private parties, but like really high-end select stuff. I decided maybe 2 years ago to like switch to luxury things, you know? So like luxury openings of real estate. Like
exactly. And plus like you kind of change like your vibe and like what you're wanting to do with your life.
And I would never like hate my journey because I didn't just drop to this earth the way I am now. We have to like start somewhere and just work through it.
100%.
So
and like,
it's been great.
And I think every person, like especially if you're doing something throughout phases of your life, it changes so much, you know, like you started playing the violin as a kid, so like you went through middle school and high school and post high school and young 20s, mid 20s, like college, doing college, like with the same skill and the same thing that you want to do. So like it changes because you change, you know what I mean? I feel like comedy's very, very similar to that because you're like talking about specific things, you know? So like when I first started comedy 2 years ago, I talked about things that I would never talk about now. Like, you know what I mean? Just
for
saying dumb things and just like, it's clearly not funny. And so like, I would just say,
that's funny.
Yeah, like just talk about things and I'm like, that is ridiculous.
But that shows maturity. That shows that you've learned and improved. And that is so awesome.
Yeah. And so now I'm like shifting to this thing where like, I want to talk about things that are relatable to people on an even deeper level than just like a laugh. Like I want to talk about things that everyone knows is happening. Everyone is going through it or has gone through it. So let's just talk about it.
What's your conspiracy theories?
Oh God, don't even get me started on the conspiracy theories. We never went to the moon.
Oh,
and we'll just end there. Okay. We'll end there. Yeah, commercial break. We never went to the moon whenever we said we did. That was fake. That was a hoax.
Do you really think that?
I do. I believe that.
Really?
I think that we have gone since then. I don't think that like we've never gone to the moon.
Yeah.
I just think the first moon landing was fake. I don't believe we actually went to the moon.
There's a lot of convincing stuff on that side of the argument.
Yeah.
But I think that because it was such a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I don't know.
There's a lot of things that are big deals though.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, 9/11 was a big deal. Sketchy stuff happened. Right. Going to the moon was a big deal. Sketchy things happened. So it's like,
I think that we were so focused on the moon technology and getting to the moon that we weren't able to do it. But because it was the 60s, we hadn't been focusing on audio visual. So it looks like it was made up because we had shitty technology as far as televisions. Most people listen to it on the radio.
Yeah,
So-
it's just it's just very interesting to me. I think the whole thing is interesting. I mean, it doesn't affect our lives whether we did or not. It's fun to talk about.
It's not really offensive at the same time.
At all.
There are like offensive things we could probably disagree on, but
yeah, and it's kind of like, I understand, like, you know, some people really sacrifice their lives to put people on the moon, which I totally get.
I actually played for the astronaut memorial this year. That was my first gig of 2025.
Wow.
I played the memorial service for those who died in the Challenger explosion.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was really intense because they asked me to play solo, unaccompanied, God Bless America. So just me and the violin, like, getting up there.
Wow.
And then they rang the bell for every astronaut who's ever passed away in the exploration of space. Some of them not even from the United States. But like working for the United States.
Yeah. And that's why it's like the other side of things is like, I do believe that it is real, and I believe that people have lost their life trying to accomplish goals and trying to get to space and all those things, which is, it's really interesting that someone can really like genuinely dedicate their life to that. I just think, how did we stream from the moon? How did we live stream from the moon before we had the internet? That's what I would like to know. Like, that's crazy to me.
For sure.
It's a very interesting question. But yeah, I try to talk about real life things, even things like that, you know, but I think whenever I first started, you're like young and you try to be about shock value. A lot of comedians do that. Everything's about shock value. And I really try to stay away from that now. Now I just want to be a relatable person. I want people to relate to what I'm saying instead of like gasp or be uncomfortable, if that makes sense.
Oh, totally.
That's really cool. So you played what's the most interesting show that you've ever played, or like the most intense, or like any of that? The most weird?
I played a funeral.
Okay.
And they paid me in 2 big bags of weed.
No way. The goat. That's awesome. That's literally amazing.
They're deadheads. So I was like, my people.
Love that. That's really cool.
Yeah,
so you've played
nice.
funerals, you've played weddings, so you've played like sad and happy things. That's interesting.
I actually, because I read your questions, I wrote something down that I was taking notes.
Yeah. You have a nice iPad. I have
My iPad Pro.
Love iPad Pros. I have I think this is a 4th gen iPad, 65 gigabytes.
I deleted Instagram off my iPhone. I have an iPhone 11. You know, so I have a shitty phone.
I love it. I used to work at Verizon. That should be a crime.
What, having
an iPhone 11 should be a crime.
Why?
Hey, but at the end of the day, if it still works, it still works.
Yeah.
It does what it needs to do.
And so Instagram is on my iPad, and that's kind of like a joke with people who know me. It's like just
for taking pics. Like it's like that meme of that guy in the mirror taking a selfie with his iPad. That's so funny.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. My favorite moment from playing is when somebody will run up and dance with me.
Aww.
And just dance in front of me. And I've had that like a lot from 4-year-olds, 8-year-olds, but also 84-year-olds.
Yeah, like old and young. Yeah. That's awesome.
I was playing an after party where the boss jumped up on the table and danced, you know, like so like
Love that. Yeah.
Played weddings where everybody cried, but then the funerals, I cry and I don't even know the people that passed away.
That's also like another reason why I asked that question, because you do something that's more emotional than comedy is. Comedy is very like, you know, we are trying to get one reaction.
I gotta interrupt you because my friend passed away and I didn't know how to process it. And Dave Chappelle's first Netflix comedy special got me through his death.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah. Why do you say that?
Because I was like just kind of at a dead end emotionally. I didn't know how to process my friend's like horrible random just getting shot and dying.
Wow.
You know? And I didn't think I could survive the emotional turmoil. So when I watched Dave Chappelle, it was the word is like not coming to me, but when I'm laughing and crying and processing, it pushed me through that barrier. I completely understand that. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's really interesting. That's really cool though. That's such a unique comedy. You're right. I mean, I guess comedy is one of those things where it can bring people to certain emotions, especially when you're like
watching a comedian who like starts talking about something super specific to you and you're like, this is really weird. You know, like it's like they know what you're going through. You know what I mean? Like I've had people tell me that, like a story that I thought was very prevalent to me or, you know, unique to me or something that I went through. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to talk about it because I think maybe someone can relate to it. And to my surprise, more people relate to it than I think. And, yeah, I think comedy does heal a lot of things in people for sure. I feel like music is one of those things though, because I'm someone that's really emotional towards music. I emotionally respond to music. When I saw you at the Connect Her Fest, me and Harley both were crying.
I was going to ask, what was it? What was it?
We both started crying, and it's
awesome.
It's just a thing that the way that you play music and what you're playing and your emotional, you know, mannerisms and the way that you act and the way that you perform is it's a raw emotional thing, and people also don't understand how hard that is to do, like to be that vulnerable.
Thank you.
It's not even like it's hard to do because it's natural to you, but it's very vulnerable. You're in a vulnerable state. Like you're seeing me in my rawest like form, that I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what I look like. I don't care how people perceive me. I don't care how crazy I am, how my hair looks, if my shoes are mismatched, like whatever. I'm doing this and I'm feeling this.
It's a hard instrument to play. Because of the physicality of it. And that performance really, like I love that you saw that one because it was my most recent.
Yeah.
It's my biggest most recent.
Yeah.
And when I'm up there, I had no idea how to connect. Like I had no idea how to break the ice, basically.
Yeah,
right. Because I was the last performer. Everybody had been there all day. They don't know who I am or what I'm gonna play. Right. So I went up there just like cold, basically.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing weak.
Yeah.
And the guy who's the photographer for the event, he runs to the front and starts singing the words at the top of his lungs.
Yeah,
And I was just so thrown. I mean, I, you know, stopped playing, and then the whole room kind of like gathered together and we all like sang and clapped. And that got me like into the moment that I wanted to be in.
Yeah,
So,
it was amazing. And
super
I can definitely understand what you're saying. Like you kind of are going into an environment where you're like, I have no idea.
We do that, right? So we go in, there's a crowd in front of us. And for me, it takes 4 or 5 songs to convince people to like me.
Yes.
And then after I've convinced them to like us or whatever, right? We've convinced them to like us because we come up there, especially as women too.
Yeah.
People are judgmental on image, right? Visual creatures. They're listening to us and they're judging on how we talk, what our cadence is.
Right.
So I would say probably about the same. It takes you blank amount of time or amount of jokes to convince people to like you. And then you can maybe do something new. And then I can start maybe joshing people around or like saying, hey, you look like you like Creed. And then they're like, well, you play Creed?
Yeah, exactly.
Something silly, or, you know, connect with people. And it's funny that we both go into spaces completely cold. Yeah. And then convince people to like us. Or not that we're convincing people to like us, but that
we want their attention.
Yeah, we're showing people what we do, whether they like us or not. Usually they do.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then once they trust us, we're like, look, it's gonna be great.
100%. I think that's so
we're gonna make you laugh even more.
Accurate. Yeah, because I think that, like, especially I feel like music maybe isn't the same way. Maybe it is, because for comedy, like, it's a very male-dominated space, right? So, like,
sorry, hold my hand.
It is.
Music is a very male-dominated space.
Love it. Yeah. Honestly, everything is a very male-dominated space, and that's literally what's going on and what's wrong with everything. I'm honestly sick of it.
It's been like that forever, but hey,
everything is male-dominated.
I don't want to be like a hater.
Yeah. No, actually, I am a hater. I will be. One thing about it, I will happily be a hater.
Hopefully, we have good men in our lives, and I think we do.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's the spaces that are male dominated. Going to the jam where I'm the only girl on stage, and the fact that we're being led into spaces, probably first of all because people are attracted to us.
Yeah.
But then we're good at what we do.
Yeah.
That's like, I feel like I'm Elastigirl. Leave
No,
it up
literally.
to the men.
Yeah,
Leave
no,
it up to
seriously.
the men?
Yeah, and that's why all of you guys are SoundCloud rappers still from high school, and it sucks, and your music career is going nowhere, like, literally.
Drink my water.
Oh my God, I can't stand it, but yes, you're right. It's like,
Male dominant space.
I go into a show, and it's like, all guys on the lineup, and I'm the only girl on the lineup, and like,
assuming that we're just there because we're hot.
I don't think anybody assumes that about me, but you certainly, me absolutely not. I don't think
Gorgeous.
anyone thinks that.
Gorgina.
But I'm actually funny, so it's like I think that's the hard part,
That's what it comes down
that's
to.
probably what you can relate to too, because you're extremely good at what you do, and I'm willing to bet that most of the, I'm sorry to say, but I'm willing to bet most of the people that you're playing music with, you're a lot better than them, and so it's like you're stuck in this thing where like. I don't want to feel like I'm better than anybody. That's not what it's about, but men make it about that. So it's like, okay, well then we'll be about that.
It's
like
super fun to prove people wrong with the technical abilities.
yeah, 100%. And it's, yeah, you're right. You do, as a comedian, you have like a 7-second window of as soon as you get on stage, 7 to 10 seconds, whatever comes out of your mouth is like, make or break.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, when you're saying
wanted
like
to know. So you said 7 seconds.
Yeah.
It really is like that.
Exactly what it is. It's
Totally.
like your first 7 seconds, because they call it like your 7-second opener. That is probably the most important part of your entire set is your first 7 seconds.
So intense,
because people are waiting for you, and it's like if you're, I'm a girl, I'm also Hispanic, I'm also plus size, I'm also all of these things that set me way apart from what they're used to seeing, which is normally very normal white guys that like looks like they peaked in high school and have let themselves go, and you know what I mean? Or they're seeing women who really shouldn't be doing comedy and they're not funny at all, but they are on the lineups because they are attractive and they really suck very badly.
Hard.
Horrible. And so I'm not any of that. I'm not any of those things. And so it's like you have 7 seconds to prove to them that I am worth watching, I am funny, and I'm not like everyone else. And it's very hard.
I like that.
It's very, very hard.
Say that again. I'm funny. I'm what?
I'm funny. I'm not like anyone else.
Yeah,
like you're not gonna. I'm
that a
different.
lot. I love that.
Yeah, like I have 7 seconds to show you that I am different than what you are used to seeing, and I have 7 seconds to show you that you want to keep watching. You know what I mean? And that I am funny, and it's worth it. And sometimes I'm good at it, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes
I'm
the
not
pressure.
saying I like win every gig. Sometimes it
No.
goes into background music.
Yeah.
And well, it's okay.
And that's totally
because
fine.
then it kind of teaches me where my priorities lie, and I think my priorities lie in not playing background bar gig music forever.
Yes. Oh my God, you're so right about that. Yes. It shows you where your priorities are. Yes. Oh my God, you're so right. As I think like when you first start, your priorities are so different than when you're experienced.
We're just happy to just get out there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm happy if I'm not in a shitty fucking bar at midnight and I'm 12th on the list and no one's there except for 2 old guys that are trying to fuck young girls.
You know,
like,
I did comedy one time.
You did comedy?
Yeah. I did the open mic at Old School Pizza by FIT.
Love it.
Rip.
How did it go?
It went really well because there were a bunch of bikers in the back.
And they're gonna laugh at anything. They're really gonna laugh at anything.
Oh yeah.
Love
I
that.
did that once. It was like 10 years ago.
What made you want to do it? Just try it.
I'm a performer.
Yeah.
I'm an attention seeker.
Love it. I say all the time, I want to join a band. I want to be the lead singer of a band.
Let's trade lives for a day.
Please. I would
That would
actually
be
love
actually
it.
really funny.
Love it. I actually
tambourine.
was in musical theater and I was in choir and I used to like sing at church and stuff. So I used to sing.
Pink Pony Club.
I could do that.
I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club.
I literally could do that.
There you go.
Paramore, I'm in.
Oh, nice.
Honestly, I hate to admit this. If I sing System of a Down, I kind of eat. I'm not even gonna lie. If I sing Toxicity by System of a Down, I kind of serve.
How does that one go?
The toxicity of our city. Oh, do you listen to System of a Down?
No. But
That's not good.
I know. Please put
You're
me
out.
on. No, please put me on. There's just so much
You're
music out there.
There's so much
I know
music.
what System of a Down is.
Yeah.
But I listen to songs that I have to learn.
Oh, okay.
Like people walking down the aisle, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't really get to listen to music. And
So you don't get to listen to music as much for your pure enjoyment.
Right.
Ah, okay.
And then when I do have time, I don't listen to anything. I listen to silence because we have so much going on up here that
I definitely can't listen to
musicians
silence.
have talked about that lately.
Really?
don't
That you guys like to listen to nothing?
Yeah.
Really? What psychopaths? That's crazy. Because you're listening to music so much. You're consuming so much music.
But when other people put me onto stuff, that makes me really happy because then I have another avenue of connecting to people.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, please.
100%.
Yeah, like I will learn Toxicity by System of a Down.
Please do. I'll
will,
actually
yeah.
cry.
Yeah.
Like that's would be amazing.
On violin, it probably would be.
It would be
Right?
killer if you played that on violin. It would actually go so crazy. And that would probably be, I don't know, do you normally play, like, what's your favorite type of music to play?
Rock,
Okay, perfect.
rap.
Okay, love it.
Yeah.
You ate the what did you play?
Go Crazy?
Make me sweat.
Oh,
Make
water?
me wet. Yeah, you killed. You actually ate the fuck down with that.
you so much.
It was, and I feel like, are you good about like, if you're performing, right, do they give you open space to play different songs, like whatever songs you want to play?
Yeah.
So do you feel like
Yeah.
you're good
Yeah.
at reading the room and what the room wants to hear?
Yes.
Okay.
But also it's a byproduct of our time. So
Okay.
like 5 years ago, it was Old Town Road.
Right.
Now it's Pink Pony Club.
Right.
If I play Pink Pony Club,
Anywhere.
I have a couple more months maybe to squeeze out that like
The last bit.
the last bit of like likability. Mm-hmm. So it's
So
kind
you
of
always,
like that.
so you feel like you just play things that you, are safe because everyone likes it,
Yeah,
and then you feel like
popular.
you kind of look at the room and feel the vibe of like what you think
rock,
they would like.
reggae, country. Here,
Yeah,
Selena, country. You
Always.
can't- Yeah, I love old country.
me too.
There's a lot of new country that copies old country, but I'm
Yes.
talking about like indie country.
Yeah.
New country, the stuff that we probably don't listen to,
Yeah.
is very popular with people in this area. But
Yeah.
those are people that are just different from me. I like 70s rock and 90s rap.
Yeah,
So,
love it.
yeah,
Me too.
that's just kind of
I'm like 70s and, well,
Now you went
I
to
think-
Rockville.
yeah,
I love everybody on the lineup. I
Really?
want to play Rockville one day.
you will.
Thank you.
You're going to do it. We're manifesting it now.
totally.
You're going to be at Rockville.
Yeah, I will be.
It's going to be crazy.
It definitely is going to happen.
Yeah, you're definitely going to do it. Yeah,
Right.
I went to Rockville last year for the 4 days, and then I went this year only for 2 days. So I saw Korn, I saw Chevelle, I saw Marilyn Manson. That was crazy.
Was it good?
Dude, he's
Good
an
performer?
icon.
Good performer?
Amazing.
Nice. Yeah,
One of
see.
the best. Yeah. And he's like, what is he, like 63?
Is he?
I mean,
Is he
he's
really that
old.
old?
He's so old.
Dang.
Has to be like,
Yeah.
he's got to be in his late 50s, early 60s. Has to be.
I saw Cypress Hill on 420, and they're
Fire.
old, but they were
Old.
the best performers.
Amazing.
So good.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson was really cool. Like I'd never seen him before, and I was like thinking about it. I'm like, dude, what is like my first intro to Marilyn Manson? And I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe that people my age, at least for me, my first introduction to Marilyn Manson was that he could suck his own dick.
Yeah, same.
That was the first time I ever
We're
heard of him,
in
and
the
I'm
same
like,
generation,
that's wow,
Same.
interesting. So
Isn't
then I start
he-
looking him up, and then I hear, like fucking beautiful people, and I'm like, this is kind of hard. Like, honestly, I don't hate him for that. You know what I mean? Like,
Isn't he someone famous's son though? Isn't he like Nick Cage's son?
Nicolas Cage?
Is he Nicolas Cage's like godson or something?
Probably.
He has like a famous
Probably.
parent or godparent. I can't remember.
I'm sure.
bit.
Hollywood's like that.
Yep,
It's like you think
totally.
someone comes out of nowhere and they're
No,
like, their
no.
dad is Lionel Richie. And I'm like,
Right.
okay. So annoying.
We could talk about that for hours, but anyway, this is about us.
literally. Yeah, this is about us. Anyways.
We're homegrown.
Marilyn Manson, you're an icon for that.
We'll
Pretty
put a pin in
crazy.
it.
Yeah, text me your surgeon. But yeah, I saw Korn. That was literally amazing.
funny.
Last year I saw Slipknot. That was wild.
cool.
That was
I do like Slipknot.
stun. He had never
Yeah.
been to Rockville either. He went on Sunday. He got to see
did
Marilyn
he see?
Manson and Korn.
That's cool. That's cool.
Can you look up how old Marilyn Manson is, please?
I think it's like 57.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Nice. Time comes for us all.
Yeah. What are your favorite artists? Like, who inspires you? Who's your favorite artist? Who do you listen to the most?
56.
He's
56.
She said 63. She was aging him.
Yeah, I was aging him a bit.
Crazy.
Did he not look old though?
He said in his late 50s, but like that's
mid.
But you're in your mid 50s at 56, yeah?
Yeah.
But it wasn't him that said it, it was like somebody else.
Oh yeah, true.
But still, I mean, have you seen him live?
No. I was asking.
Sounds literally like the record.
Good.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He's
how good
amazing.
he is, yeah.
Good.
And
Good.
he is also a
Good.
smart business person and band coordinator because his lead guitarist is a nutcase. She's so sick.
Yeah,
Like,
she's amazing.
Go.
he has a lot of female vocals. Like he has that song that's like
Be obscene.
Yeah.
Be
and
obscene.
it's like very poppy and cheerleader.
Yeah.
She goes from like hardcore.
And she's
like
like,
lead
she,
guitarist
yeah.
to, like, be obscene.
And she has like long brown hair. So when the wind's blowing and her hair's just like long and she just, it's
And
amazing.
then the only guy that you can tell is his homie is like
Is like 93.
He plays like
Yeah.
guitar, and the rhythm guitarist is like looks like he's 56 and was in a rock band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're the two that wear like full face makeup, and then
He looks like he has done enough cocaine to kill a small village of people.
Yeah.
Like for real. He's had enough. Like
he looks like he's done enough cocaine to kill a small village of people in the last 30 days.
yeah, no, seriously. He's
Yeah, he looks like he parties.
he's on his last leg. Yeah, for sure.
No, it was a
shit.
full experience, and
That's good.
we were.
She said we're manifesting she's gonna be playing Rockville.
100%.
She will
no,
be.
It has to.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
We literally were like, we had so many bands to hit, and we were like at Marilyn Manson, and there was like another band that we were trying to get to, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, well, if they started this time, we'll leave right at this time,
Right.
unless he starts playing like Three Rusted Horses or like
Beautiful people.
well, no, that is that. Whatever, the other one. And literally right as I was like, okay, if this song ends and it's not the next one, we're leaving. And it was the next song, and then we listened to both, and it was just so iconic. And
Yeah. It
Couldn't
was really
leave.
cool.
Couldn't go anywhere. But that's what we pay money for. So I'm just happy that it was good.
Yeah.
That makes
Korn
me
was kinda
really.
crazy too. Like, when
Korn
you really
was.
My friend was the sound guy for Korn and Marilyn Manson. He's a local drummer. Jake.
Oh, nice. That's really cool. That's awesome. That's so sick. I couldn't even
think
imagine.
on the same stage that,
Yeah.
and it makes sense because I took her phone to try to go get videos of Marilyn Manson, and like genuinely couldn't get through at like row 200. Like I'm like hitting a wall of people, and I'm
Yeah.
like
They're not moving.
way far back. Like, it's like when you, because I'm used to hardcore shows where like you know you get
You're
like,
jumping on the
you're
stage.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I can get up to the front if I need to, you know what I mean? But like this was like I'm not even close, and there's no way.
No,
People
yeah.
shoulder to shoulder is ridiculous.
They'll beat the shit out of you if you try to get in front of them. No, they really will. So what artists are you? Who do you love? Who
My
inspires
favorite
you?
is Anderson.Paak.
Wow.
Love that.
Just because he like meshes his personality so well with his performances and his music.
Okay.
His music is beautiful. He's amazingly talented. He's proven himself. But then he's just genuinely hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
So funny. Like
Yeah.
and he entertains with his personalities as well. So,
That's interesting. So that's who you feel like is like your inspiration. You
Totally.
really admire him. Have you seen him live before?
No, not yet.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
She's gonna be playing with Anderson.Paak Rockville.
It's
True.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna be buying Anderson.Paak tickets, and she's gonna come out to open.
You guys
And
get backstage passes. You're on my rider.
literally will be in there. Yeah.
Totally.
There's a song that he's on with someone that I really love. He's like featured on the song, and I cannot remember it.
Is it a girl or guy? Because he does
I believe it's a guy.
Bruno Mars. He does a ton of stuff.
He does a lot with Bruno Mars, but I don't think it's Bruno Mars.
Okay.
I can't.
Yeah, he just does so like
He's
he has
everywhere.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
He's so much, so hard working.
That's awesome.
Collecting future famous people like backstage.
No, that's that's the goal.
Who else?
That's the goal.
Nice.
my buddies
No, it's totally worth it.
Yeah,
so
worth it. I'm like, I've got, okay, so music scene I'm covered.
Yep,
All right, so
yep, I
when
got
she
you.
blows up,
Yep.
I would love, get me a little, chaperone, I'm in there. I want to meet my idols.
Like, my buddy's
Good.
an MMA fighter, and she's like, yeah, so they're like,
When you get to the
I need
UFC,
Conor McGregor. I'm like, okay.
yeah.
Those people are gonna be like
Good
old news by the time we make it.
Yeah, well-
we're gonna be the new news.
Right.
We're
Well,
the
that's
new
really
news.
cool. So,
Yeah.
what's your favorite genre of music? You said 70s rock and 90s
Rap, yeah.
Rap. Okay. So, what 90s rappers do you love? Like, who do you be listening to?
Anybody who samples violin, which was a lot
Okay.
of them. Tupac has a lot of violin intros.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
You're right.
We do Biggie Smalls, Big Papa.
Love that.
I mean, they sampled 70s soul. I love R&B and soul.
Yeah. So you like Bone Thugs and Harmony? Do you like
I
them?
do.
Yeah.
But like, again, there's so much music that I haven't listened to a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff I haven't.
Honestly,
No,
stick to the
so-
eras that you have. That's when music was like actually really good. So like, don't go
I'm
anywhere.
always taking requests. I tell people, until you let me know your favorite song, I'll just be playing all my favorite songs.
Yeah. I think you like whenever you played at Connector, you like nailed it with the song choices.
Those are all my favorites.
Yeah, and I was literally telling him like me and Harley were literally crying. Like you brought us to tears because it's just it's so interesting because I couldn't even do that. Like I tried, and as a comedian, like I'm first. I'm in a cold area. Nobody knows who I am. I'm talking in front of all different races of people who are like aren't really paying attention. How am I going to get all of them engaged and connected and to see me and understand what I'm about and what I'm doing? And music is just a lot better at that than comedy. You know what I mean?
so.
You guys have just a way of doing that to people, and comedy, you have to be a top performer, a professional to do that.
It's not your fault. It's because we're still black and white as a social community.
Yeah.
We're separated by music. We're separated by the music that certain age demographics listen to, certain race demographics listen to. And it's not because of the age or the race that we are. It's because of the social casts that we put upon ourselves. So my favorite music could be considered something that a white girl would not listen to.
Yeah, which is so true.
It's so true. It's so true. But I've learned that music, and I love that music because I have had clients who've asked me to learn it. And then I go, oh, wait, I actually love this. This is my favorite.
Yeah,
and now I'm going to use it for future performances because I want to play. People ask me to play my favorite song. That's the biggest request that I get is play your favorite song.
Really?
People want to see me enjoy what I do and really dig in and not just kind of sprinkle something on top just to people please or crowd please.
Yeah.
So
So what do you play when they ask that?
What I played at Connector, I played all my favorite. I did Unwritten.
Yes.
I did Weak. I did Water. I did what did I do after Water? Then I did something.
You did another R&B song.
Yeah, I did Go Crazy. And then I can't remember what I closed with.
Yeah.
Did I do Levitating? No, I did Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson.
Yes, you did Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson.
Song.
Okay.
I love like that part where he goes, "Pretty young things, repeat after me."
Yeah,
and then you get like the crowd involved and all that. So yeah, I just don't want to put like a label on music, but unfortunately, because we're still in a social caste system.
There are labels on
you're very
music. Right, and I think like that's what made me really emotional about it was that like I don't know you at all, and obviously none of the people did either. Like they didn't. Oh, some of them knew you, but some of them didn't, and a lot of them have never seen you before or don't know at all what you're holding. Like, what is she playing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was telling him even like after I left, I was like, it's so interesting to me to see this like, you know, woman come on stage who has pink hair, sparkly dress, like all these things, looks very unique, and get up there and like make all of these grown ass men who are like hood as fuck talking about, and you started playing and they just all looked at each other and was like, she's bad, dog. Like she's her. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that is so sick.
I think
like,
the last time we had a glimpse into that sort of unity was in the 70s.
Yeah.
Because post, separation of races, we were finally mixing. There was like that glimmer of hope of like, we could have interracial marriage and like, we could just party together. Where was I going with this? I get nervous every time I talk about like.
Oh no, you're fine.
Stuff.
Like you're meaning
but
like the last time that it was able to like integrate and it's a happy, beautiful thing.
Yeah, it was the 70s where you had like the Atlanta. I don't know if the name is the Atlanta horn section, but we had white bands sounding black and black artists sounding like they sound, but because it was radio, people assumed that they were white. Yeah, and they're getting a lot more radio play. Yeah, and I think that was the last kind of glimmer of like. Maybe just not putting ourselves into these genre boxes. Yeah. And I'm hoping in the future there's not going to be genre boxes based on age, sex, location, race.
Yeah.
Because I think it's hurting us more than
Yeah,
helping us.
100%.
And I'm glad at least, like, yes, like, young Caucasian woman coming out in a sparkly dress can kind of flip that narrative and play stuff that people want to hear.
Yeah.
And not
Right. Like the
whatever,
the normal
like
shit,
European violinist. That's what I get recommended a lot. It's like Andre Vu or Hauser. It's not Hosier, but he's a cellist from Eastern Europe.
Right.
So I don't feel drawn to that aspect of the instrument.
Yeah.
I feel more drawn towards
The music itself, no matter what it is,
totally.
And I think that's so sick. I think that's what makes you like really, really unique. And like I said, it's like people don't really realize how vulnerable you have to be to play Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson looking the way that you do in front of a crowd full of black people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and we can just say it how it is because that's the truth. Do you know what I mean? Or you playing, George Strait at a country bar with people that like grew up with George Strait. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you have this immense pressure to be this certain thing, and like people look at you and they're like, oh, she's just gonna play house music or like techno or something, whatever. And you don't. You play very culturally,
specific,
rich music. That's like how it should be, and that's awesome.
I think so. Exactly.
It is exactly how it should be, and comedy's very, very similar. Like especially for people who are unique in different ways. Like me being Hispanic, I have a different pressure performing in front of Hispanic people than anybody else would because I'm Hispanic. You know what I mean? Like, or I have a certain pressure performing in front of white people or performing in front of black people or performing in front of a completely mixed crowd. You have a very certain amount of pressure of like, they're not expecting me to go this way. They're expecting me to talk about Lord knows what, like go very George Lopez fluffy about it. And I'm very not that way. Like I grew up in the middle of nowhere. Like, you know what I mean? I grew up very country, like, but I'm also a woman. I'm also not stupid. I also have all my own ideas and have all these things, And so it's like, it's really interesting. But I completely understand what you're saying, like the pressure. And you, so explain your name again. I know we talked about it. So your name is Char Good, like Charlotte, which is so cute. Love that.
Thank you,
And did you come up with that in like the beginning or... Okay, she's smart.
Well,
she's creative.
I signed up for Instagram after high school. So I would say 2015, I got Instagram and I came up with Char X Good. Because my name is Charlotte Goodman.
Okay.
So the X was my middle name, and it was just kind of a mystery, but also tying the Char and the Good together. People often ask, like, did I just add good because I'm good? That's cute.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought
that. Yeah, because I'm a positive person. So. But my name is Charlotte Goodman.
Okay.
And then people started calling me by my Instagram handle because that's how I was meeting people. From 2015, we are now in.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I do call people by their Instagram handle because I don't know their name.
We don't know.
And so I'm like. I love hot dogs 33. You know what I mean? Like it's sorry. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is.
It's literally the thing.
Okay, that's really cool. That's really interesting. I love that, and I love that you've had the consistency throughout because people struggle with that.
It's just pushed itself on its own like a cord.
The universe.
Yeah,
it happened the way that it needed to.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Totally.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where is this going? Where do you want to be?
Yeah.
What are your goals? What is your, like, if you're one thing, this is my dream in life, this is where I want to be, what is it?
Write original music.
Okay.
Tour with my band full time.
Okay.
Be big enough to each band member have their own tech.
Period.
All of our, instruments taken care of. We get to show up, play music, connect with the crowd, but also be musically good enough that people genuinely want to listen to us because going back to the Marilyn Manson thing, somebody could hate him because of the stuff that he's been accused of or whatever. Of course, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's
very
bad.
When somebody is able to just show their musical talent, it kind of melts away a lot of that prejudice.
Yeah.
And I do want to prove myself based on merit and not just on empty shine or sparkle.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do want to travel full time.
Okay.
And play with my band.
Love that.
Yeah.
So original music. So you haven't, because you do mostly covers, and so you're wanting to like write music and perform as a band.
Yeah.
That's so.
Yeah, I don't have any originals yet.
Okay. Well, that's exciting as hell because that's like going to be something completely different, and I'm sure that's a really hard. That's hard.
The pressure's on. Do you write?
Yeah.
I mean, you write your jokes, so it's a little bit...
Very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. It sucks so bad. Anybody that's like, write, you're delusional. That shit is miserable. Like...
How do you write? What's your process?
That's the thing, is there is no process. Yeah. Like, it's kind of... I'm one of those people where, like, I'll have 2 weeks of, like... because I have bipolar disorder, so it's like I have to ride that wave of my writing with it. Because when I'm super manic and I have all these good ideas and I'm like, I'm literally the funniest person in the world. I don't know why I'm not a millionaire yet. This is actually crazy. And like, so I'm writing constantly. I'm funny. I'm witty. Things are fast. Everything's flowing. Yeah. I have all these new jokes. I'm working it out, killing. And then like, as soon as that mania is over, the high's done, I'm awful, I'm terrible, I'm throwing all the jokes away, I suck, I'm quitting comedy.
And like, on top of all that, we are women who have cycles that kind of deal with this in a
so
little bit,
I mean, I'm not okay. We're crazy. Yeah. It's so
proud
bad.
of you. Proud of you.
Proud of me for still being here. Yeah. And so, exactly. Like, awesome. You go through this whole, like, up and down, and you have to just kind of ride the wave. And so... I've been bipolar for several years now. I've had to deal with it for several years, medicated to unmedicated, all of it. So I've kind of mastered how to do that seamlessly and make it work for my writing. Like encouraging myself in those times, and when I am more depressed and I'm not creative, I'm not funny, I'm kind of having a writer's block, I go back on the things that I wrote whenever I was God's gift on earth. Like when I literally was a superstar and I'm perfect, I'm gorgeous, I'm a size 3 and nobody can convince me otherwise, and I'm killing life. So you have to kind of ride the wave, and it is difficult, and I'm sure writing original music is really difficult.
Yeah, because everything sounds cringe after.
Everything.
Yeah, everything's cringe.
Everything's cringe. Everything's cringy. Hey! Yeah, everything's so cringe.
Yeah.
And it's like also trying to be original. Like find something that doesn't sound like something else that someone hasn't already said, or that's literally comedy.
Some songwriters say that doesn't exist. Everything's drawn from something else.
Yes.
So their piece of advice is just to turn off any outside influence and go with your gut. Yeah. Because somebody will tell you, oh, that sounds like this. Okay. Probably does. It probably is. That's where I probably got it from. Yeah. But if you ride that gut feeling, it should come from a genuine place. Like fingers crossed that it's like actually original to an extent. Yeah.
That's really interesting. I feel like comedians have said the exact same thing. Like when you're trying to write new jokes, it's very, very parallel. When you're writing, you really have to like not watch comedy at all. Stop. You can't ingest too much of it because it's never gonna come to you originally. You know what I mean? And like how you're saying, following your gut. That's so, so true. And comedians are the same way. If your joke even has the same word in it, they're gonna be like, oh, you stole that from this person, or you took that from it. I don't care anymore. Literally, I don't care. Okay, now
I think you have a really good leg up because your voices are funny, your flow is funny, like you're very confident. I'm an easy laugh anyway. Sorry, I laugh at everything.
I feel like I laugh at literally everything.
Everything's funny.
Everything's hilarious. Everything's cringe. Everything's funny. Like it really genuinely is.
But you have really good rhythm. So that's a good thing to follow probably as well.
Yeah. I do try my best to be like, no matter what I'm saying, I'm still... no one's gonna say it the way that I do, though. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what it is, no one's gonna say it the same way, or like you're saying, sister. The voices, the cadence, all of that.
Yeah, and that's how we were created.
Yeah, so. Everybody has their own personality.
Shout out to the Lord.
Shout out to the Lord. Shout out to family trauma. Shout out to childhood trauma. No,
there's all those cow
all the cow tippings,
Yes.
all of the bath. I remember when bath salts hit the scene in my little town. Oh man, it really was a sight to see. It was a sight to see. I didn't even know we had that many ambulances in my little ass town. I thought there was only like 2.
I'm not gonna laugh at that. It's tragic, but it's funny.
It's tragic.
But it's tragic.
Have you seen that video of that one homeless man that's swinging around that leg? someone literally, I can't even remember. Jake will have to pull it up. It was like someone got hit by a train, right? And like this guy was on bath salts, this homeless man. He's a nutcase. Yeah. He went and grabbed the person's foot. Like it was like their leg. It was their foot, this much of their leg. And he was just having it and was just swinging it around. And the cops were like, stop, put it down. And he's just swinging it, and then he just, boom, and throws it. And it was on video, someone's freaking foot. I'm like, this is crazy.
Flesh eating because of black salts.
That was literally flesh eating, face eating. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, gross.
And like at that time when it first dropped the scene, I was like going through my infatuation with The Walking Dead. And so I was like, oh, absolutely hell not. I'm not participating in that. That's crazy.
Well, I'm glad you didn't try it.
Yeah, no, I don't even want to know what would have happened to me.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, if it'll make you skinny, I would pretty much do just about anything. Please.
You know what's funny?
Drop the link.
Skinny people like, I mean, I'm talking as a skinny person.
Yeah. I feel like everyone likes what they don't have, though.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Exactly.
If you have curly hair, you want straight hair. If you have straight hair, you want curly hair.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's everything.
But it is more difficult for plus size people to exist.
Yeah.
So
it definitely
I have to say that. Because it's true. Mm-hmm. So anyway.
It doesn't matter fashion, music, comedy, all of it.
But hopefully we're turning a corner with that as well.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
I think so too.
I think so.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The comments under some of my things, we might not be turning a new leaf. But
and that's another compliment to you, is like you're very strong. Even though you are on the inside of the meat suit driving it, and you probably don't feel strong because you feel everything. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying from the outside, good for you.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely, it's difficult. It's really
difficult
hard
to, be someone with like a slight lazy eye and have to wear glasses all the time.
Not the slight lazy eye. Yeah. I think everyone has, I don't know, I've seen some people with I've seen some people with a really bad lazy eye though. Like, it's so bad where I can't even talk to them.
Sorry to them.
Yeah, sorry to them because I am a comedian at the end of the day, and like it's very hard for me.
Roast me.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Do you do roast session? I feel like we could have a Melbourne celebrity roast.
We should do
Char Good.
We should do a roast.
Oh my gosh, I would totally
do it.
Pick the panel.
You're actually talking to the best roaster in Melbourne.
Will you host my roast session?
I will literally host it.
Cool.
And I'll pick the panel of the people that I think will be the best.
Cool.
Like for roasting.
Yeah.
This is my problem. I'm so good at roasting other people. I love roasting other people, all in good heart, obviously. Okay. And I really like roasting people I hate. But I love roasting. I think it's good fun. I love to do it. The problem is that when people do it back to me, I cry. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I'm a bit sensitive. People have said some things, and I'm like, I'm gonna think about that for 17 more months. Yeah, but I know that it's the same thing. It's in good heart. It's not like
but
anything bad. And it's like always the same thing.
I'm just trying to make money.
Yeah.
You asked if I do this full time. Yes, I do.
We need money.
So let's make it a ticketed event.
Yes, ticketed
event.
Maybe
for my birthday?
That would be good. When's your birthday?
September 30th. I do a birthday show.
Mine's September 23rd.
Oh,
Libra gang.
Well, that's my fake birthday.
Oh, it's your fake birthday.
That's my stage birthday.
Oh, okay. So that was like the first day you ever...
Nope, because people track my birth chart.
Okay.
And I just don't... I mean, I had this patron come up and just be obsessed with that and then email me some obsessive things, and I just want my birthday, which is in early September, just to be for me and my family. And then my stage birthday, and I don't care if you post this because it's going to come out anyway.
Yeah.
But I have 2 birthdays.
Okay,
one's
so September
for the
30th.
private and one's for the public. So
Love it.
Public birthday.
Okay, perfect. It's still close enough to my birthday. So yeah, we'll do roast of Char Good, and then we'll do hosted by Selena. We'll have some comedians, and then maybe if some of your friends or anybody that you know want to do it, to roast you a little bit.
Now, do the comedians have to get to know me to have a better roast of me? Because I want to make sure. Yeah.
So that's normally what it is that you'll send. At least from what, like, I've always wanted to host a roast battle, so usually you'd send, like, a biography. These are things about me, or, like, even they'll get to know you, like, 5-10 minutes before the show. Sometimes that keeps it more interesting, because it's, like, you have to be fast. You know what I mean? You don't have weeks to think about it. Yeah. You kind of have, like, only an hour to think about it. Yeah. So...
Well, I'd like Preach Carter.
Okay.
I really like him. Okay. I've gotten to know some of the comedians because Kim's studio is above Villain.
Yeah, we're always there.
Yeah, so
always there.
Yeah, come down there and meet y'all. A lot of really sweet people in the scene. So.
Yeah. Okay, love that. Yeah. Well,
and if it helps their scene, then even better, because people need to know what's going on here.
Exactly.
So we're not calling it Mel Boring anymore.
Yeah, no more Mel Boring.
We're way past that. I think.
I think we're past that.
There's enough going on that it's not really Mel Boring anymore.
There's plenty. Yeah, I mean, just drive on Wickham at any time at night. There's shit going on.
Wait, Wickham?
Yeah, there's always something crazy. There's always a person with a shopping cart that has just like a TV in it, but they have nowhere to take
things we can go to.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like a dude swinging a leg around.
Swinging a leg. The bright line keeps us on our fucking toes anyway.
Bright line's hungry.
Yeah, the bright line is hungry. The bright line's keeping us on our toes every single day. Honestly, with my newfound love of Costco, I'm booked and busy.
You know, I camped behind the Vieira Costco because they have a big lake.
Oh.
And it's quite beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'll have to do that, because I mean, I've gone to Costco, I think, every day for the last 12 days, and it's a bit alarming at this point. Free samples, a hot dog, a chicken bake. I mean, we're in there for the chicken bake. We're in there. I go there and they're like, "Hey, Selena, chicken bake again." I'm like,
"You're a regular."
So this is embarrassing.
You're a Costco regular.
No, I've grown. I used to be a regular at like Chumley's in downtown Melbourne, and now I'm a regular at Costco. So
you don't want to go to Chumley's tonight with me after this?
I think I am actually gonna go.
Oh, let's go.
What time is it?
Let's go.
Oh, it's early.
It's early.
It's early.
Because my friend might meet me at 11, so.
Oh, love.
Well, he gets off work at 11.
Okay, perfect.
So,
love it. Well, this has been amazing.
Thank you so much for
literally
having me.
obsessed with you. I think you're so cool. You're so sick.
You are now officially a goodie.
I'm a goodie girl. Okay, love it.
I don't have groupies. I have goodies.
I love that. Well, now you're in the creature gang. So the goody creatures.
Give me that hat.
No, literally.
Put that hat on right now.
That is so your vibe too.
Pink Pony Club.
No, I got it from Walgreens. Now, believe it or not, you love it now. You'll love it in a second.
I like this.
This.
What is this?
It's
a hat.
It's a hat.
Even better, baby. Let's put our
lights
hats
up.
on.
Love it.
And say goodbye.
Well, shout out your socials. Shout out what you got going on. Yeah. If you have anything you want them to check out in particular.
Let's consult the calendar. The all-knowing.
Love it. We love the calendar.
Char schedule.
The Char schedule.
Okay. This weekend, May 24th, I'm playing Ebb and Flow at the West End. Yep. 5 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
2 weddings back-to-back Sunday.
Love.
Las Olas Private Beach Club on Memorial Day.
Okay.
The 28th is really, really important because I'm playing a fundraiser for Genesis House.
Okay.
Which is a safe space for women.
Love that.
And it's $20 a ticket. You get wine, food, me entertaining you.
Oh, that's definitely worth that.
So that's the 28th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
love it. Awesome.
Right, you go to like Miami and New York, one drink is $20.
Yeah. So. I literally went to Rockville. A piece of pizza was $27. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. First of all,
moving on.
Fix your shit. That's crazy. A piece of pizza.
Your hat lights up.
Yeah, I was telling you. You think you like it now?
It's amazing. I love it.
Lights up.
Oh, I love it.
And then on Instagram, you're Char, CHARX Good.
Yeah, Good.
Check her out. Follow her. She's gonna be famous one day, and
if not already.
She actually is famous. No, you are famous. You're way more famous than me.
Oh, and you're cool. And I'm gonna shout you out. Unstable Creatures.
Love
podcast
that.
With Selena.
We're here. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate this. You're amazing. Thanks. We always tell everybody bye. We say like this.
Oh, I thought you were going to do this, but...
Oh, that too.
Something else for
Bye.
another time.